Hello and welcome to Kojo's Trick Lab. Today we're going to be learning the gainer. Also known as kick the moon, cheap gainer, slant gainer, whatever you want to call it, who cares? You're just here for the flips. You're trying to get that one leg sweet back flipping round the sides, mainly over the head, split leg sort of thing. And that's what we're going to learn. So first off, it helps if you can do a trick or aerial before you do this. If you can't already do one of these, check the link below, go learn it. It's not hard, it won't take you long, and it does help with the method I'm about to teach you. It also helps if you can do a back tuck, but if you can't do a back tuck, that's okay. You can learn this without being able to back tuck. If you're someone who's naturally more flexible rather than powerful, you'll probably find this easier than a back tuck. So first things first, we need to make sure you're doing your J-step right, because a bad J-step is going to make it so much harder. And it's the easiest thing to fix. It's a step. Like, come on. Anyone can do a step right. Yeah, most people can do a step right. So if you cartwheel to the left and aerial that way, like I do, I'm going to be teaching it that way. If you do it to the other side, just flip everything round, do it that way. So the easiest way to break down the step is if you can find a line, or if you don't have a line, if you're out on the grass, maybe a line on a football field or something like that. Just find some kind of line. If not, use an imaginary one. So you're gonna stand with your left foot in front of your right on the line. You're gonna step forwards and out to the side onto your right leg. Make sure it's a step, you're not jumping to that right leg, but you wanna reach quite far forward. You want it to be a nice long lunge. And then from your right foot, you are gonna jump forwards. Not a high jump, you want to stay nice and low to the ground and travel pretty far in it. Now, depending on how tall you are, that's going to affect how far you should travel. So that's something you kind of have to work out, but you can use these examples to get an idea of what you should be doing. When you jump to your left leg, you want to turn just under 90 degrees and land on the line, that exact same line you started off on. So the reason I say turn your foot just under 90 degrees is because it means that when you plant your foot and start swinging, you kind of turn into that 90-degree angle. So you turn into that perfect takeoff position. If you've already jumped and turned 90 degrees, when you start swinging, you're going to turn even more and you're going to go off to the side. So hopefully that's the step all cleared up. You shouldn't find that too hard. If you really think about what you're doing, it's not that complicated and it's really worth getting it down. You might as well get a perfect step because it's only going to take you like 10-15 minutes to get it right. And then it's going to make learning the gainer so much easier. So now you've got that, we're going to break gainer down into a few easy steps. Remember, don't move on to the next one until you've got that first one right. You've got your J-step sorted, you're ready to try the first step towards getting a gainer. So what you're going to do, left leg in front, as you do for a J-step, step out onto your right, jump to your leg. When you land on that left leg, you're going to swing your right leg straight up, turn, land on your right foot. So I'll show you one of those. That's the first step. So you should land facing the same way you took off facing. Once you get more comfortable, try and do that with a little more height. So you're running into it nice and fast. You're swinging your arms at the same time as your leg to give you loads of height. Try to do it as high as you can. Make sure you do at least 10 reps of this to just get comfortable swinging that leg. When that starts to feel really easy, then as you take off, when your leg comes up, you're going to start leaning back a little bit, look at the floor over your left shoulder and do the exact same movement. When you take off, instead of just leaning back a little bit and looking at the floor, you're going to lean right back. So you should come out of your J-step with your head and chest down so you can see the floor in front of you. As you take off, swing your right leg and try and keep a line between your right foot and your head. So you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. You want to swing them both at the same time. So you're like this. If you can get that takeoff, you'll start to flip a lot more. So you're still going to look over your shoulder. You're still going to see that same spot the whole way around, just like you would in an aerial. But when you take off, you're gonna lean right back in time with your leg coming up. As you take off, arms into your chest really tight, they're gonna help pull you around. Now, at this point, you should already be able to do a gainer that looks something like this. You should be landing it every single time, shouldn't be falling over on any. It should feel really comfortable. Every time you go through it, you know that you've got it. And if you can do all of that, then you're ready to add the next step. All it is when you take off, instead of swinging your leg up and looking over your shoulder, you're gonna look straight over your head. Now, if you've not done backflips before, then it will be a little bit scary at first, but remember, you're doing pretty much the exact same movement. The only thing that's gonna be different is you won't be able to see quite so much. But as soon as you leave the ground and look over your head, you're gonna be able to see the floor again pretty quickly. So if you just go through it with confidence, then you won't have any problems doing it. What this is gonna do is make you go straight over your head, and it's just gonna make your gainer look really nice. And when you come to do corks, you're gonna find them a lot easier. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, hope it helps you to get your gainer. Shouldn't take you too long. It does take quite a bit of practice if you've never done flips before, but keep working on those steps and you'll get it in no time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for weekly videos teaching you a different trick every time, and check out last week's video for scoop flash kick. If you can do this, you're probably going to be able to do that. And if you're not already a member of Kojo's Trick Lab, then let me just tell you a little bit about it. Kojo's Trick Lab is far more than just me teaching you stuff. It has over 300 videos from over 40 of the world's best trickers. We get a weekly video from Michael Guthrie, this guy. So if you're an absolute beginner and you've never done any flips, or you're at a very basic level, we've got a 10-step beginners program that's going to teach you all the basics of tricking in a way where you don't need a gym, you don't need a crash mat, don't need a spotter, you can teach it all to yourself. If you're more experienced in tricking, you're going to benefit just as much because our tutorials go all the way up to some of the hardest tricks in tricking. We have a tutorial on triple B twist. The site's full of useful information that's gonna help you progress in your tricking. We got a load of stretching and mobility routines. We've got hours of mindset talks from the best trickers in the world, teaching you how to get over fear, how to approach your training as a whole, how to push through all those mental barriers that you need to push through to get really good. We've also got hours of discussion videos from the best trickers in the world, just talking about different interesting tricking topics. And what's probably the best part about being a member, you get to decide what videos we make. Most of our videos have been requested by our members. If you really want a video, you can just post in the members group and we'll do our best to get it. To browse our video library and to see if it's really worth it, check the link below, have a look, you won't be disappointed. If you're not already, follow us on Instagram. If you have any questions about this trick or anything else, just drop us a message and we'll do our best to get back to you.